guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark from Wandering Souls. Today another kind of video. This time it's a contest entry for my good friend James over at Stormwind79 channel. He reached 400 subscribers, so congratulations James. It's very well deserved. Yeah, great channel. If you want to get into black metal or some 80s hard rock and things like that, he always shows great stuff, talks about it, and deeply, let's put it that way, on the albums he shows and stuff like that, how it sounds, etc. He does a really great job. So for my part, what a fantastic channel. Good addition to the vinyl community, and always shows some great CDs, some great records, and does a lot of flat responses and contest entries and stuff like that. He always is involved with the vinyl community, always leaves great comments. Really nice fella, so go support James. Good fella. He has a contest running. You can win a bunch of CDs. For me, it's all about supporting James, of course. Yeah, fantastic channel, like I said. The bonus is if I would win, but that's not the main reason why I make this video. Anyways, here's a contest going on. First of all, you have to be subscribed to enter and make a response on some questions he has put out there. You could do that in the comment section or make a video like I do. Yeah, 11 questions. It's a big long list, but it's some questions that, you know, show something from yourself, and yeah, no, it's some really interesting stuff that could appeal to a lot of people in the vinyl community, and yeah, that's about it. First question. Which bands everyone likes but you can't get into? There are a couple of bands that I have. That the first one is Tool. Yes, Tool. I've tried many times to get into Tool. It's not a band I would seek out anymore. Not it that I hate Tool, but it doesn't appeal to me as much as other people do. And yeah, I know I just can't really get into it. Like I said, I don't hate it. If I hear it, it's not something I would turn off, but it's not a band that will seek out and buy a lot of albums from. I don't have that with these bands. Another band that I can get into is Sabaton. A lot of people praise that band. For me, it's just the vocals that I can't get into. It's not that as worse as it was. In the beginning, yeah, I really could get into. I'm appreciating it more, but I still, it's not a band that I would seek out, you know, get everything from. So yeah, sorry about that, but that's my opinion. So over to question number 2. Band which you discovered totally random or by accident. For me, is that After Forever. That's a band I discovered in the year 2000, so it's been 23 years back that I discovered that band. It was the first band that Floor Jansen from Nightwish was in. Mark Jansen from Epica was back in the day in the band. Who else? Sander Gommans, of course, from Trillium, and producer, and from HDK and some other things, was in the band. It was really fantastic band. I discovered them when I walked into the music store, and the CD was just out that day, and the owner of the record store played that CD, and I asked him, what is this? And he said, well, it's After Forever with the album Prison of Desire. So I was like, I would like to have that CD, so I bought it, and love that band. Still, sadly, the band is split up, but like I said, a lot of the musicians are in other bands now, so yeah, it all evolved eventually. And but yeah, fantastic band, especially the first two albums, Prison of Desire and Decipher, are definitely worth checking out if you haven't done so. Later on, they became a bit more proggy. First material was more symphonic, dark, goth metal, let's put it that way, and the later works more proggy sounding. So the band evolved eventually as well as members left and new members came in. But it's a fantastic band nonetheless. I love all the material, so yeah. Question number 3. A band or album that you used to dislike but now like. Yeah, it's pretty hard to say, but that is baby metal. Not that I hated baby metal, but it wasn't back in the day. It wasn't my thing. I thought it was a gimmick with three girls dancing and just produce music. I thought, well, it's not my cup of tea. Later on, as you guys know, I will love get more into Japanese rock and metal, and I tried baby metal again and got more appreciated. And yeah, I really enjoyed later on what they were standing for, and I saw them a bit less as a gimmick. Let's put it that way, and even up going to a gig soon to see them live. So it all evolves, and I bought all their albums, and yeah, I really appreciate it now. So yeah, it all turned out great. A band, question number 4, a band which you didn't check out for a really long time, but finally you did and ended up really liking it. It's a band called Atreyu. I was aware of the band, I checked out some songs, I thought they were okay back in the day, but never checked out more material, and until it was Tony Tainted Lord 87, I think, he showed their album Baptized from 2021. I showed it in that year, I think, as well. It was a new album back in the day, and I just decided to check it out, and I really like the singles, etc, etc. So eventually I bought the album thanks to Tony. So and eventually liking the band more than I did. So that's went great. Atreyu Baptized, that's the album I bought. Question number 5. A band which changed its sound or style for the better. I could choose bandmates, but I already saw that Kim of This Is Music already chose that one, so gonna leave that behind. He already explained why. So I choose this time the solo work of Bruce Dickinson. Yes, not that I hated the first couple of albums by Bruce Dickinson, Tattooed Millionaire, and what's the other one called? The second one, I can't recall. Skunkworks was kind of let down a bit compared to that, but later on he went to, before he joined Iron Maiden again, he went to make more heavy metal again. That are the albums I totally love: Accident of Birth, Chemical Wedding, those albums, and the last one he did, can't recall the title, but it was also fantastic. So I'm looking forward to a new album from him, but which is coming. I think he talked about it last year or something, so I don't know where it's going, but you never know. But I love his later work, so I think that's the best music he made solo wise. So Bruce Dickinson. A style of music or band you like but which people wouldn't expect you to like. Well, that's a lot of things. Of course I like a lot of rock and metal, but also like a lot of electronic music. But I give you some examples, like industrial and stuff like that, but also like some pop music. Wouldn't expect it, but an act like Roxette, or a singer like Sigrid from Norway I really like, or a jazz musician like Fridolin from the Netherlands. I really love her voice. Other things like The Prodigy is stuff that I like. There's an electronic breakbeat band that I really follow for a long time, but not a lot of people expect me to like that, but I do. I have a lot of albums from those guys, but it's fantastic stuff. So then you go. That's the answer to my question. Um, Question number 7: an album which lets you down, a band's discography which is not Turbo or Saint Anger. I could choose a lot of options for that, but I just decided to pick two. First one is Van Halen's Diver Down. Yes, I don't like that album. I even dislike it more than Van Halen 3, so that's how much I dislike that album. Um, the first couple songs are great on that album, but great, good, not what they call it great. Then downhill straight away towards the end, and I like the first three, four, maybe four songs, and then it's just downhill for me. It was a really disappointment compared to the albums before that, and luckily 1984 was great again. The band evolved, reinvented themselves, and brought out a great album after that letdown. And yeah, it was an album I didn't like. I tried many times, but another one is Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. Of course, a lot of disliked album, and that's not without a reason. There are some things in there that are interesting to like on that album. I don't want to bash the whole album, but overall it was a big letdown to Use Illusion 1 and 2, and especially to Appetite for Destruction, because that album is timeless and can be beat by this band in any way, I think. It's really hard to top that. I doubt if they ever gonna beat that in a day, on a day. I don't know, but we'll see. Next question: a festival which you haven't been to, but would really like to attend. It's not that it's, you know, close to me, but I really would love to visit Steelfest. Fantastic black metal festival in Finland. But like I said, I have to travel a lot for that. I know people traveled a lot for that, but um, it's also the money, of course, because I also attend other festivals and concerts. That is not every time I can, but someday I'll save up some money and will try to event that festival. It would be, I think it would be great. So that is my answer to that question. So over to question number 9, which is a festival which doesn't appeal to you. Probably the bigger pop festivals, things like Lowlands here in the Netherlands. It's not a festival that I would attend, or like a dance festival or something. I'm not in that kind of stuff. That is not something for me. I like here and there some dance music, but it's not my go-to stuff, and I don't feel like dancing all evening on some electronic beats. I'm not that kind of person, and I'm really a dancer as well. So yeah, it's not my thing. Question number 10: a festival you could keep attending every year, which already almost every year though, is Stonehenge Festival in the Netherlands, which is a big underground metal festival. With a lot of black and death metal. That's a festival I visit almost every year. So done so since the early zeros, and here and there I missed a year, but overall I've seen a lot of years there. So last question, number 11: your favorite alcoholic drinks. You guys know I'm a big beer lover, so that is the obvious answer. I like beer, especially craft beers, special beers, that kind of stuff. I show them on my channel, on my Instagram, etc., etc. My taste probably. Another thing, I sometimes also drink some great single malt whiskey, and I like to drink that straight without the ice. Just how it comes, and sometimes, yeah, the Scottish whiskies, the single malts, I prefer their, which I think are fantastic. So I would like to try Japanese whiskey as well, but eventually that will happen. But I have to choose the right one to my taste palette yet. I have to dive a bit deeper into Japanese whiskeys, but I'm really interested in that. So if you have a recommendation for me for in that realm, and explain a bit how the taste palette is of that kind of whiskey, that would be awesome. But single malt whiskey, of course, like I said, and craft beers are my thing to go to. So that are my questions, James. Hope you like my answers. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Go support James. I will leave a link in the description to his channel and his video. Subscribe to him and enter the contest. Give him some support. I think he would love that. And yeah, nothing more, guys. If you want to say something, you know where the comment section is. And if you like my video, give it a thumbs up. That would be great. Or subscribe to my channel. That would be even more great. Sometimes I make these contest entries more, but also do reaction videos and collection updates and concert vlogs, etc. etc. I do a lot of stuff in here. So in rock and metal, sometimes a kind of odd video, but overall my content is about music. So thanks for sticking around so far, and hope to see you guys next video. And support James' channel, Stormwind79. Great channel.